Hi, folks. This is Cynthia from Bridget's Well YouTube channel. Welcome. Diving into, it's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm going to dive back into our exploration of the major arcana in the tarot. I do believe that we were up to number 19, which is the Sun card. Key 19 in the major arcana, the Sun card, gives us to things like hope, new beginnings, a new dawn, fresh start, things of that nature. As we've seen in previous cards and in previous videos, what we're coming to is this, we've shifted consciousness. We've shifted how we do things, maybe how we perceive things, and we're working towards this new beginning. And the Sun card really represents those first few steps that we take, the opportunity. We're revitalized. We've got inspiration. It really brings to us like the rising sun of the east, springtime, things of this nature. In terms of new beginnings and rebirth, it's bringing to mind this idea that we're starting something fresh, maybe starting over, maybe diving into something with new inspiration and new ideas and new opportunities. Putting a new plan into action to see how far that's going to take us, how much we can grow from that, whether it's business, whether it's relationships, things of, whether it's just our personal self-development, and our personal lives. So new endeavors of all kinds seem to come up with this. And it's that new beginning that's come off of, we found our mojo again. We've, revitalized. We've maybe relaxed, taken a break, had a vacation, whatever. And it's like we're coming back to with a fresh perspective, with a new outlook. We could be surrounded by new opportunities and, you know, have a new wave of inspiration that really energizes and motivates us to engage and to do something different and to take the changes that we've made and been working on previously and really put them to the test, put them to action. And those are all energies that come out in key 19, the Sun card, and it leads us very quickly into key number 20, which is often titled the Judgment or the Last Judgment card. And what that brings up is it's a different level of sort of the rebirth process. Oftentimes it's depicted as like the almost like a very medieval Revelations sort of rapture type of a scene, okay? Angel Gabriel or what have you, and then all of these people rising up, out of their tombs, so to speak. You know what I mean? So it's got that sort of regenerative rebirth, sort of new life feel to it. But there's a very clear challenge that's represented here and that's where it's a bit beyond the new beginnings and the rebirth of the Sun card. That's the inspiration to move forward. The Judgment card actually presents us with an opportunity to stop and reflect and see how these first few steps have been working out for us. So where we might have a new idea, or we might have engaged a new perspective or a new way of looking at things or doing things, maybe we released some old limiting beliefs or some false beliefs, and we started using, affirmations or different techniques to sort of install a new perspective or a new way of doing things, a new behavior, a new belief structure. in some fashion in order to develop our spirits, our consciousness, and get a project done, get moving on in life, right? All of these things would have come before. And what's interesting about the Judgment card, or the Last Judgment card, is it's not so much that religious idea of being judged by an external source. It's about consequences of doing something. There's always a resulting consequence. You do something, you change something, and something else is going to happen. It's going to lead to a result. And so the Judgment card actually gives us an opportunity to discern and discriminate between what's good, what's bad, what works, what doesn't, whether or not this looks at this beginning stage, if it's going to be beneficial. Do we continue forward? So it could be an opportunity, it could be a challenge, it could be an obstacle. The first sort of case of stop, take a deep breath, take inventory, see how well things have started out. Are you sticking to the plan? Are you sticking to the new idea, the new perspective, the new technique, the new belief, the new way of being or doing, right? Are you sticking to that? Is it serving you? Is it, even if we're not as far along as we would expect, we've only taken the first few baby steps at this point, from the Sun card to the Judgment card. But we're given an opportunity in one fashion or another to stop and say, hey, take a look, take inventory, see how well you've gotten things off the footing. What do you have to do? What adjustments need to be made? Do you need to do that gut check and sort of, rededicate yourself, or reinvent yet again? Or, are you feeling like this is moving forward in the direction you want to go? Is this working for you? How does your new way of doing or being or thinking, or your new technique or your new behavior or your new idea, this new inspiration, this new system, whatever it is that you're doing, right? How is that going to get you to the next steps? You've gotten out of the gate and you've only done the first lap. How are you going to finish the race? Is this going to help you? Are you going to be able to continue forward? Is there something else that needs to be tweaked? It's not about giving up on anything. It's not about completely scrapping something or changing it all over again. You can, but it's that opportunity to stop and do a gut check and take inventory and see where you're at, and saying, okay, first challenge, first obstacle, let's put this stuff to the test. You know what I mean? And really be able to gauge yourself on that learning curve of, just got started, this is the first real go-to, how's that working out? How are we going to do this? How are we going to implement it? Is it going to function? In that sense. So that's what the Judgment card brings. And then we go very quickly from that stage right into key number 21, which is often entitled the World card. And the thing about the new beginnings and the sense of completion that comes with the World card is this sort of overview perspective of things coming full circle, or there being some kind of a development pattern there, having moved forward, and being able to come up too. So you've completed one cycle, you're ready to start a new cycle. But the thing is that even though we look at it like something's come full circle, it's not exactly what it was before, because it's been changed from traveling at that one point all the way around the circle and back to, and it's altered itself. And when we look at the World card, its sense of completion, its sense of relief, and also its sense of new beginning and opportunity and fresh start that comes with some of that energy, what you find is the World card, it's often, there's like a wreath or a circle on it. And what does that say? That's like a big old fat zero, right? The Fool card is key 0. There's 22 cards, but they number from 1 to 21. And then there's the 0 card, the Fool card, the Wild card. And that card is the connection point. That's the 0. That's the totality. That's going to be in our next video. But I will say this. There are some decks that put key 0, the Fool card, either between number 20 and number 21. So between Judgment and the World is where they put in key 0. Sometimes they end it with key 0. So you're going to go 1 to 21 and then put key 0, which is just a derivative way of going from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So a lot of decks will start off with the 0 card because that's where you start as the individual. The main character of this story in this like esoteric psychological development of the major arcana, right? So our next video is going to be on the Fool card, key 0. He's going to have a video all his own, and then we will continue to move on from there. Because if you remember, we started back in this past autumn with number 12, key 12, which is the Hanged Man or the Hanged Person or Sacrifice. There's a lot of different titles to that card depending upon the deck that you have. Traditionally known as the Hanged Man or the Hanged Person. So we started with that one. We've made it up to key 21, the World card. Next video, we're going to be doing the Fool. It was wonderful to talk to you again after so long. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out our website, CasadegaBridget'sWell.org. There's a great blog there, Scrying the Well. You can sign up for the newsletter and get select articles from the blog sent to your inbox maybe about like 8 times a year or so, every couple of months. And you can also find us on Twitter at Scrying the Well. And you can find Facebook, Bridget's Well. You can also find me on Facebook at Tarot with Miss B. So I hope to see you there, and thanks so much for joining me. Take care.